Okay, so first cast. Got a kind of two-tone roach on. It's swimming a bit funny just now, but it's because it's half it's still dry. They take a few casts to get totally soaked. I'll have a few wee casts with this. If it's not doing the business, then I'll maybe switch on to something a bit brighter, some bright oranges or bright yellows or something like that. But yeah, I'll give this a wee bash now. The water is quite murky. It's just through some sort of natural algae blooms. It's a bit brown. Clarity's still not too bad. It's just not as clear as I would like, especially for fly fishing. Just means that it's maybe going to be a case of more selective casts. I'm saying that, but it's not like we're sight fishing off the boat anyway. First cast, get the line out. So I'm fishing a sink 3 line as well, where I am. It's a Vision Big Mama sink 3, I think it is. And I find that it's pretty versatile. I can use it in sort of 5-6 foot of water. I don't really like the way this fly's flying. It's not going to last very long on my line, I don't think. The bane of fishermen on a boat. Tangles. Just takes a wee while to get my line kind of straightened out and smoothed out. It's been sitting for a while. I really don't like the way this fly's sitting on the hook. It's not really swimming and darting side to side, it's more just pulsing a bit like a jellyfish. So yeah, I think we're going to have a swift change after a few casts. Just a case of figuring out what retrieve they're fancying. The lake's absolutely packed. It's packed with pike. So generally, if you're not really catching or not hitting any, then you're doing something wrong. Just try a nice kind of slow retrieve. I say slow, I'm still pulsing the bait quite fast. I'm just not as erratic with it. Just try and work it, let it sink down, let it flutter about a bit. Yeah, I'm really not happy with the way that fly's fishing. Okay, I'm going to go with this. It's a bit brighter, a bit more of a visual. So yeah, we'll stick with this for a wee while. Really bright, neon orange on the head. Maybe give it a bit of a glow in the water. With a yellow tail. Yellow tends to be a good colour up here. Perch patterns also work really well up here, but it's going to be hard to get a perch pattern to stand out in this water clarity. Yeah, that's swimming a lot better. And casting a lot better. It's a slightly smaller fly as well. It's always a good idea to start off fairly small and size up rather than starting off big. If you hit a few jacks, you can always size up, try and single out the bigger ones, but it can be a slow day if you go straight onto the big stuff, if you don't really know where you're fishing. So, when we're pike fly fishing, you've seen me doing a lot of just sort of pulling techniques, but this is also what we call a roly-poly. So I've got my reel tucked in under my elbow, and it's just a case of pointing your rod at the water and just quickly pulsing that fly through there. This works really well if you're using flies with tails, dragon tails, curly tails. Gives it a more constant action, almost as if reeling at a constant speed with a bait caster reel or a big lure. But it takes a bit of practice getting used to actually striking like this. If you get a fish, all you're using is the line. So you need to make sure at all times that you've got a good hold of that line. Otherwise, a fish could take it and it could easily just pull that line right out of your hands and you'll miss it. It will happen. It'll happen more often than you want, but again, good wee technique to try and get an indicator of where some fish are. And you've had no more interest in that. Maybe that was a wee pike that was following that lure that time. I thought it was a trout. So I've not seen a single trout since. Usually where there's one trout, there's a few kicking about. And you'll see them kind of curious, following it in. Handy to know. That must have been fairly shallow water, so first contact with a pike has been in shallow water. It's another pointer for the rest of my day if I'm ever looking to change spot. So although I've got the boat with the engine, I'm just using the oars to kind of manipulate my way around the island. I don't see the need in turning the engine on for about 2 seconds of movement, stirring up the water, making a noise. So yeah, just get the oars out, just lightly push the boat into place. I'm going to fish all the way down this side of this sort of, it's not an island, but it's a kind of point that sticks out from the mainland. I think it's pretty accessible from the bank as well. So a few casts under these trees, and hopefully it'll come up with the goods. Try and get another cast right under here, but oh, it's not very easy. You've not got too much line out, don't need that much line when I'm fishing this close. I feel like that sink a bit too long there, I might get a wee snag on this cast. So I'm just coming to the end of this sort of shallow side. Had a few weeds on the way back, not really picked up much else, just that one hit right up at the top corner. Had a few weeds, my hook's a wee bit blunt. I was looking for my hook sharpener, but there's always something with me. I've left it in another box somewhere. So I'll probably change this fly before we head up somewhere else. It's still sharp enough to get a hook up, but just I'd rather them be razor sharp, especially when I've not really had much. It's one of the waters that any fish could be the next fish could be a 30 pounder. It really is one of them. So you want to give yourself the best chance to hook up every single bite that you can. It's never going to happen, you're never going to have a 100% hookup rate, especially fly fishing, but yeah, the closer to that 100% you can be, the better. Oh, tangle, go. So this island here that you're seeing is called Inchmacombe, and I'm no expert in history, but if I remember correctly, that is where the Mary Queen of Scots hid. There's a few loch islands or island locks round about Scotland, and it seems that she was hide and seek champion because there's some sort of monument on all the islands that I've been to. Loch Leven, she was apparently on the castle on the island there. She was apparently hiding out in the castle on this island here for, I can't remember, I'm sure it was about a year. So yeah, it's quite a popular place. I don't even know if they do ferry trips there anymore. I think they used to. They do it at certain times, but it's not as frequently as the Loch Leven Castle ferries. But yeah, the other side of that island usually a pretty good bet for some pike as well. Other side it's got a deeper channel. It's hard to sink your fly if your boat's moving away from the wind and you're casting into the wind as well. Because as you're retrieving it, your boat's constantly taking the tension on the line. Whereas if you cast with the wind, you're floating towards your lure, so you need to work it a wee bit faster. But it does give it that the extra wee burst of slack. few more casts here, then yeah, we'll shift up. So I've not seen another pike fisherman on as well. Most of the guys that I've seen have been the trout fishermen out today. I kind of like it like that. You always get funny looks when you're pike fishing. Size of the flies. What are you fishing with? You fishing for sharks? No mate, just pike. See, I'm quite a calm guy. I'm very measured, very laid back, but sometimes certain things just annoy me, like there's no need for them to come that close to my boat at full speed. I'm always quite mindful if I'm going through boats or if I can't get through, I'll slow right down. I'll get past them or get past their rough 50 metre radius and go. That's just a bit inconsiderate, I feel like. You get it a lot in the waters. I had one earlier, I had to stop. I'm on this big lake, I actually had to stop my back cast so that boat could go past and I can't hit them. And the way I see it is, if you're that close to me that I'm having to stop my back cast on a boat, then you're too close to me. Okay guys, so last wee drift. I've been dodging about places, had absolutely no luck. Been mucking about with the tripod, trying to get decent photos on the camera, so now I've decided for the way back in, I'll start off shallow and I'll drift right across some deeper water and just see what I can pick up. I've only got 12 minutes or something left to filming on the SD card, so I'll leave you with that, and hopefully before the video's finished, you'll be seeing me hook into a big pike. Okay, so we're into a fish. I thought it was a wee fish there, but it just seems to have woken up. I didn't strike it very well, so I'm kind of... Is that a decent fish? Is that just a wee fish? I think it's just a wee fish that's a bit weeded up. Yeah, just a wee jig. You've not had much most of the day. If you notice an area where there's a few cormorants diving or holding, there's a good chance that there's going to be small fish, bait fish there, which in turn means there's a good chance that there's going to be some pike there as well. I keep an eye on them. Whenever I see them, I do keep an eye on them to see if they're coming up with anything in their mouth, any wee silverfish. And so far this one hasn't, but they've been diving about most of the day. Oh, look at that for a tangle. Three big cormorants just sitting there heating up, getting warm. Okay, we're detangled. That was a nightmare, that one. The fly's made up of materials that they knot their shell as well, and when the material knots its shell, it's horrendous to try and get back out without ripping all the fibres, which is what I ended up doing. There we go, there's a photo. There's a red kite up there. pull this in quickly and we'll get a wee look at that. Whatever bird that is. It's very gingery, very red. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's a red kite, 100%. 100%. It's a big one too. It's a big male or something like that. Eyes of a hawk, me. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, unmistakably a red kite. Yet again, where is the need? Absolutely no need. You're going up that way anyway, just take a wider fucking... Just take a wider turn up there, rather than come right down the back of my boat in a shallow bay. Don't mind it in the deep, but not in the shallow. Where an engine will probably spook a lot of fish. Another day out, another day in a boat, another blank. Fantastic. Well, that's me done. Hope you enjoyed. I know I'm really trying to get the footage, I'm trying to get some fish, but sometimes it just doesn't go that way. That's what keeps us going back. I don't mind the challenge, but yeah, let me know if you guys were out on the boat, if you'd have done anything different to try and get a fish there. Again, kind of limited when I've not really got the deeper or a decent finder, but we try anyway. A day out in the water is always better than a day at work. So yeah, again, lucky fish, but hopefully you've picked up some wee tips. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate the views and the subscribers. But yeah, until the next one, I'll see you at the next cast.